Hey everybody, it's April 28, 2016. This is Ace of St. Clair coming at you. I got some things on my mind regarding the capital markets and the economy I need to share. So much of this stuff goes on while everybody's doing their routine and living their lives. I'm going to try my best to keep everybody in touch and informed and explain it all in terms that you can understand. So, number one thing that happened today, GDP number came in today at 0.5%. GDP is the measurement of our economic growth in this country, and at 0.5%, that is low. I first started off in the securities business in the early 90s. Normal GDP was targeted at 4%. Since the last recession of 2008, the new normal is now 2%, and we have thrown quantitative easing, 0% interest rates, and every other stimulus tool we can come up with to try to make the economy grow. And so coming in today at 0.5% is alarming. The reason why is because it's flirting with a contraction. Contraction is when GDP number is negative. Economy is shrinking. And if we have two consecutive quarters of contracting GDP, we officially have entered the recession zone. If you guys remember the last one of 2008, it was ugly, and we don't want to go back there. So something important to watch and keep your eye on. Jobless claims, on the other hand, came out today, and they're relatively low at 257,000. Now, it's up from last week's number of 248,000. So these are a number of people that are filing for unemployment benefits for the first time, and it's still relatively low. So how do we correlate low GDP number with low jobless claims? It's real simple. People just aren't really getting paid. They have jobs, they don't pay very well, and that's a shame. I believe that most people are not really better off than they were back since 2006, since before the last recession. There are a couple of people that are exceptions to that rule, and we're going to talk about that toward the end here. In the meantime, though, in terms of these two announcements, let's take a look at the stock market chart here. Early on, we had a nice little rally. Things were going fine. And then right around noon, lunchtime New York, it just fell off a cliff and sold off. We haven't seen a sell-off like that in quite some time, and that is something to watch. And I'm sure it has to do with that negative GDP number, as well as a few other factors in the economy. Another one to watch, gold. Gold is still going up. Gold was as low as 10.45 an ounce, not even mid-February. So now today to touch 12.70 an ounce is interesting to watch because gold is a store of value, and if people are anticipating a recession and inflation and these types of things that are negative to our economy, gold will go up, just like it did back in 08. On the other hand, my favorite story of the week, oil is still going up. Oil flirted with $46 a barrel today, ended up closing a little bit below $46 a barrel, but bottom line is oil's going up, and that means increased prices at the pump. So what does all this mean to you as a average person trying to feed the family? It's real simple. I've been watching this presidential election cycle, and I mean, it's just amusing. Me and my friends just laugh at some of the antics that are going on. It's quite entertainment. A lot of theater going on. A guy is going to build a wall, and he's going to make jobs stay in America, and this and that. And you know what? It's not possible. Economics teaches us many things, and you can't make a thing happen. The market makes things happen. The invisible hand, supply and demand, these types of things. And the real thing that's going on here, what's really at play, technology. Technology is creating opportunities just as fast as it's taking jobs away. One of my favorite movies of all time is a Danny DeVito flick where he gets on stage and he gives a speech and he's going, amen, and amen, and amen. And he calls that the prayer for the dead. And what he was explaining was the fact that capitalism, by its very nature, is inherently destructive. As fast as you can create something, somebody loses a job. And nothing has been more prevalent in today's economy than that type of paradigm. When I was a kid, we used to use travel agents when we wanted to go places. Well, there are no more travel agents. I use Orbitz. I can get on my phone right now, my smartphone, and book a trip and a hotel and a car, and I don't have to talk to anybody. So all those people lost that job, but I now have the convenience of having that thing at my fingertips. So you kind of see the dichotomy there. Now, what can you do as just a person who's trying to live through this and keep your family fed? How do you recession-proof yourself? Well, first and foremost, talk to your financial advisor. You guys keep hearing me say that, but as a former financial advisor, I definitely believe in the discipline. They're everywhere. They're at your bank. They're at the mall. They're just about everywhere you can find one. And they're going to pretty much all tell you the same thing, and it's this. Saving little bits of money over a long period of time will lead to some fantastic things for yourself. A little bit of education, a little bit of effort, you can really find yourself in a great position financially. So definitely get into that and talk to these people. All these things I talk about, this went up, that went down. These are all things you can be taking advantage of if you just have the education and the platform to do it with. Another thing you can do, starting or expanding an existing business is definitely a smart thing to do. At St. Clair Funding, that's our specialty. I do loans and I finance people in business that normally banks wouldn't touch, and I'm happy to be able to do that for people. Along with that comes a little bit of my knowledge and how to position yourself. So hit us up at stclairfunding.com if you want to talk about business or expanding a business or buying a business or being in business. I love talking about this stuff all day, as you can well see. The other one, buying real estate and holding on to it for the long term, or even flipping real estate, is a great way to go. Once again, at St. Clair Funding, we finance those types of activities, and along with it comes my expertise and knowledge. I think I'm going to be doing a webinar here soon on the subject, so stay tuned for that. I'll make the announcement soon. I started off in that business as a teenager in my early 20s. I bought my first house at 21, and I had created a pretty interesting little portfolio by 24. So, you know, these are, once again, things that you can do to increase your situation and recession-proof your life. Now, if those things aren't working for you, let me give you a couple other ideas. Number one, the one people I know right now who still have great jobs are the technology guys. I wanted to say a big shout out to my man Amir. Amir recently stepped his game up and got an even better job in the technology sector. The guy's making good money, and what he does, though, is more important to you guys. Amir is in the mobile app space, and he is offering some education on how you can make a mobile app and make yourself some extra money doing it. It doesn't have to be your main thing, but it could be a side job or a side hustle, and you could make some extra money in your spare time. So there's another thing. If you're not into technology, you can be in technology. The internet affords us a very easy way to learn technology. I just took some classes recently on udemy.com. The classes are like 25 bucks a piece. You don't have to go to Harvard or Yale to learn how to program a computer or make a website or any other number of things that can make you a much more marketable person in the job sector. All my friends that are in technology, one thing I will say is they're having a great time. They're all the one people I know that are making good money on the regular basis, technology people, and it plays right into what we just said with the Danny DeVito reference. So another one, if you're not into technology, the vices. Vices are recession-proof for the most part. People still drink, smoke, gamble, and still are attracted to the members of the opposite sex. So those are areas that you can get yourself into. I hope I'm not giving too bad advice here, but those are areas that are still going to be making money throughout any kind of recession. And I don't know if for sure we're going to have a recession, but these are great ideas that you can get yourself positioned into just in case we do. So that's what I got for today, folks. I hope this was informative in some way. It's time for me to get out here and handle my business as well. So thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you next time. Take care.